Okay. Hi, I'm Robert Moore, and let's see, in 1997, June of 1997, I left for basic training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Just your normal basic training class, nothing crazy, nothing wild. Learned a lot, toughened up a lot. You know, one of those things in basic training that a lot of people take for granted, that it's, you know, you have two sides of the coin, and whether it's, you know, scary and intimidating, or it's a waste of time. For me, it was a learning process. It was taking responsibility for oneself while working as a team and learning how to do that instead of being an individual. And that was a great turning point in my life. After DLI, I left for Fort Huachuca in late of '97, where I learned my occupational specialty was the interrogation course, or 97 Echo as it was coded. Was here for about 8 months before I left for jump school in Fort Benning, Georgia. All in all, my total training time before actually joining the regular forces was about a year and a half of total training time. Roughly after 3 months of being in the 82nd, myself and a group of guys, group of buddies of mine, we all deployed to Honduras in response to humanitarian relief efforts after Hurricane Mitch devastated the country. It was my first time. It was my first time leaving the country as a young man, and it was quite the eye opener. You know, you're young, you're impressionable, you're in a foreign country. You actually speak the language, and everyone's kind of looking to you to ask the questions and speak the language and stuff like that. After Honduras, came back to Fort Bragg. At that point, I never really learned how to be a soldier. I mean, other than basic training. It wasn't until I came back to Fort Bragg that they took us out into the field and they taught us what our role was within the division, and you know, learning more about soldiering skills, you know, with the light infantry and all that stuff. We deployed once again. A group of my friends and I, or a group of my fellow soldiers and I, deployed to Bosnia, Herzegovina. We were part of a tactical human intelligence team, and we deployed with 3rd Armor, 3rd ID, or Infantry Division, I'm sorry, not Armor. We deployed with 3rd Infantry Division. We were a 4-man team that was from all 82nd guys, and we got sent with them over to Bosnia on their rotation. Lots of new things in Eastern Europe. People, you know, lots of reconstruction efforts after the war. Folks just needing help. Our deployments to Afghanistan were pretty steady since I got assigned to 3rd Special Forces Group in '02. We started going to Afghanistan at least once a year, if not twice a year. It was an on and off rotation with 5th group, and then 7th group, and then 19th and 20th group. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was pretty rough op tempo. We were moving pretty good. And flash forward to 2006, end of 2006, I decided that you know, my re-enlistment was coming up. They asked me if I wanted to re-enlist while I was in country in Afghanistan, and I had I had some pretty bad experiences, and I thought it was time to go ahead and hang up the uniform. Which is funny because immediately after I left the Army, I joined a contracting company and came back to Fort Huachuca, did some more training, and away I went to Iraq as a contractor. So there ends my military career.